Good afternoon, everyone. It's Julie with Reflections Framing and Stitching. Today is Monday. It is the 6th, 7th? 7th of October. And this is Floss Tube number 94, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Welcome. How are you? Did you have a good weekend? I had a busy one. My charts for retreat finally came in on Friday, so I have spent every spare moment I have getting ready for retreat. I think with Melanie and Kate's help this morning, I think I'm done. Now there's little piddly things to do. Couple of things I need to print out and things like that. But the vast majority, I got all the stuff to go with the chart done. And it's all wrapped up and pretty and in boxes ready to haul to the car. So that's a big relief. Took me all weekend, but that's okay. It's done and I feel good. I feel good. My body doesn't feel good, but I feel good. So I thought I would sit down for a minute. I've been working on cleaning up the pantry in the library and making room for these boxes of retreat stuff to go out to the library. And I thought I would sit down for a few minutes and just make a quick video. That's better. Because there hasn't been much stitching done. I've only stitched on one thing, and not for a real long time. So if you're here for the cross stitch, it's going to be really short. However, Connie's not able to make it to retreat. Her Kit is having some health issues, so she's not going to be able to come. And I need to put some of these antique treasures, vintage and antique treasures, away so they're not taking up space in the library. So I'm not going to wait for Connie. I don't know when for sure she'll be back. I thought about showing you her stuff too, but I think she'd be mad at me if I did. So I left hers out there, but I brought mine, and I'll show you. This is probably several trips, couple of thrift stores, that scary antique store. Yeah, so it probably won't be a real long video, but you know, if you like pretty stuff, there's that. So stitching wise, I have only worked on the Panoply of Posies. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. P-A-N-O-P-L-Y. Panoply of Posies. Where did I put that? Right here. It's from Tempting Tangles. Does this have a date on it? 2009 is when I started this. So this is what the chart looks like. I did my own thing with colors. I used I have a mess in there. I'm using Classic Colorworks, Used Brick, and Old Carrie's Creations Bullfrog. And then my latest attempt at the third color is browns. I think I'm gonna settle on not this one, not this one, or this one, or those. I think it's one of two. I'm gonna work with the darker one first, and if I'm okay with it, then that's what I'm going to stick with. But it's an and a Versoix, and it's number 3195. So it looks like that. You can let me know what you think. I only have just a little bit of it in the fabric because I haven't stitched for a couple of days now. But let's see. So up here is the color I was using before, but it's a little purpley for my liking. It's got some purple undertones and I don't really like it. So down here is the other color, but it may be too dark. I don't know. What do you think? In the meantime, I finished off these motifs here, and I came down this way. And that is the extent of my stitching. Well, I guess I did make the video last week, so for a week, that's not too bad. I don't think. So I don't know. I don't know. In this light, I don't mind this, but in real life, it's very purpley. It's so frustrating when you have something in your head and you just can't get it to turn out the way you really want it to. I don't know. I don't know. So that's it for cross stitch. I don't have anything else. I haven't worked on anything else. I still need to decide for 100% sure what my monogamous stitch will be for retreat. I'm still breaking out in a sweat when I think about only working on one or only, okay, so I've only been working on panoply. That's because I know I can work on other stuff if I want to. This is going to be it is going to be a challenge because if I'm going to stick to the challenge, I don't have a choice. I have to work just on that. And yes, I did this to myself. I know that. So we'll see. But I have to pick which project I think will keep me engaged for 4 days of stitching. I don't know yet. I don't know. It'll either be my other peacock or I have a cardinal one. I have a with the needle and thread one. I don't know. Tell me what to do. Not that I'll listen, because I don't like to be told what to do. So, I don't know. You'll have to stay tuned to see what happens. Anyway, so I guess next is going to be this plethora of treasures that I have. I'm not even sure where I want to start. I guess I'll start with this. This is a lead crystal bowl. My mother had one just like it. One of the other girls got it when it's a Mikasa. It still has a tag on it. Either Robin or Melanie. Mom had like 3, so each of us girls got to pick one. I picked a different one. One of the other girls picked this. But it was $4, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. Let me put it over this way by the... Can you hear that? It just sounds so pretty. So pretty. Oh, that's so pretty. So I went ahead and picked it up because it was only $4 and it's a good candy dish, and you can put wooden spools in there or your orts even, or you could put a little grass greenery thing in here and set a little birdie in there. Lots of different things you can do with these, and then or you can just sit there and do this because it's so pretty. Okay, I'll stop. But talking about little birdies, when we went to a thrift store on our little stitching adventure, I picked up these 2 little birdies. They're just the cutest little fat little birds. Aren't they cute? I paid $3 a piece for them. But look at these fat little birdies. So one of these, you know, you put a little, we're gonna pretend that this is nesting material. Okay. And you sit a little birdie in there. That would be pretty. I'm just saying. You could do that. So I haven't figured out where exactly I'll put the little darlings, but I thought they were really cute. And for a total of $6, why not? Okay, where do I want to put them? Put them back over this way. I also, I think at that thrift store, picked up just a couple of old hoops. There's this oval one, which I'm not sure how that kept your fabric tight, but I don't know. It's old. And then there's this old one here. Got a lot of tape I've got to get off of it yet. And this is kind of, doesn't fit real well anymore. But they'll just be used for display anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Too many pretties. No place to put them. Let's see. Oh, I found one of these. One of those old-timey yardstick ruler type things. Found one of those. It was like $4, and you have a hard time finding these for under 10 anymore. So I picked it up and brought it home. And let's see. I also got this little crock. It's maybe 7, 8 inches tall. I could measure it if I had my glasses on. 7 or 8 inches tall. It's just plain. It says on the bottom, I don't know anything about Crocs. I wish it had some stuff on it, but it doesn't. So it says Robinson Ransbottom, Roseville, Ohio, USA. It's a 1 quart. And I can't make out the high something. And I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't very much. But I could put, you know, I've got a whole bunch of these, so I could put them in there and put them on display. It might need a little bit of stuff in the bottom so that they stick up a little more. But, so there was that one. Let's see, what else did I, what else? Where do I want to go? Which direction? We'll go this direction. Found this rolling pin. It's seen better days, of course, although I have my suspicions that this might have been an old one, but I have a feeling it might have been repainted also. I'm not sure, but I just kind of feel like it might have been stained and the handles repainted. But I like the coloring, so I bought it anyway. I don't remember what I paid for it. I found I don't think there's any, I paid, oh. This was a place here not too far away. Utica, Nebraska has a place called Old Cottonwood. And I probably paid more for this than I normally would, but I always like to, if I go in someplace, I like to buy at least something. And this was the least expensive something I could find, which is an old creamy colored gravy boat with some crackling and a little bit of staining, not too much. It's got a little bit of staining inside here. So, but yeah, I probably paid, normally I'd probably would pay 6 to 8, but it was 18, so it is what it is. I just feel bad walking out without buying something. In that grungy, dirty, scary store, I found this stack of butter pats. Can you see them? There you go. They all have the same design on them. And butter pats can go for quite a bit of money. There's, what, 7 of them? 7 of them here. There's nothing marked on the bottoms of any of them. But I got the entire stack for $5. So I'm going to call that a win, because I've seen them go for $5 a piece or more. So I've got those. Those might look cute stuck in that, you know, that sewing machine drawer that I purchased with some other creamy colored stuff in it. It's an idea. We will keep that in mind. At the thrift store on our cross-stitch adventure, I found this plate. I don't know what the pattern is called. There were 4 of them, so 4 of us bought one. It's just clear. It was $2, but I just thought it was such a pretty pattern. I haven't decided what I'll do with it yet. Maybe it'll go in that drawer too as a backdrop for other things. I don't know. And then one of our trips, I don't know which place I found this at, but I have the same bowl. It's a daisy and button pattern, and I have the same bowl in pink out in the entryway. And I thought I could use this one during the fall months because it's the amber color. I just love the sparkle that this pattern gives. See that pretty sparkle? I can hypnotize you with it. You are getting sleepy. I don't know how to hypnotize people. Let's see. Okay. Another piece of creamy wear is this picture. This is probably ironstone of some kind, but it's not marked. It's just a plain, pretty heavy, pretty thick. Don't know what I paid for it because they take the tags off, but I picked that up. Also at the thrift store, I paid $3 for this doily. It's pretty big. And I think I'm going to put it on that entryway table right by the door. If you watched that video, I think I'll put that on there because it's just about the right size. So I think I'll try that on there. Lori found it at the same place. She dug through first. She found a really pretty one. I was quite jealous of it. Jealous, envious, what do you want to call that? I never know. This was a jar of buttons. I can't remember what store this came from. It was $10, probably too much for a jar of buttons, but just cream-colored buttons. You can always use cream-colored buttons for display purposes, craft projects, that sort of thing. And then in another one, and I don't know where this one came from either. It must have been an antique store, though, because it's got one of those. I'm going to have to figure out how to get that off of there. But this is a Johnson Brothers platter. It's the Old English countryside pattern. And it's got one of those things that it's supposedly an anti-theft thing. But it looks like this. I think it's very pretty. And it'll probably go on that because I've got some other Johnson Brothers things right there and right there. So I'll probably put it maybe right there. Perhaps. I think. So I got that. Another daisy and button, what are they calling this? Just a Fenton daisy and button basket. And this was on sale, I think, because normally it's $24. But again, very pretty. I'll just use it, you know, on the library shelves, or it could go in the pantry. I'm still working on the pantry. I'm not going to be able to do much until after retreat. I'm hoping to get it done, not too long after retreat. And I've said before in my videos that I like Nippon, and I found this little vase, and I just thought it was the prettiest little vase. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? Funky little handles on it. I thought that'd be really pretty. This is a white serving bowl. I have some platters, actually. That platter. I have some other pieces that go with this. This was from the thrift store, and they actually had a whole set of it. And I thought seriously about buying it. But then I thought, well, it's kind of got the crazing and the browning, and I probably shouldn't eat off of it. So this one was $2.99, and I don't have a bowl, so I thought I would just go ahead and pick up a bowl. I haven't washed any of this yet, so I've got to take care of that. I have to get up to get those things. I found this picture, and I can't remember where I found it, but I got this little picture. I love little cottage pictures. So I think it'll probably hang on my bedroom wall with the rest of them like this. It's just so sweet, and I like the frame for it. This was just an old silver plate, probably. It was $3. I just kind of like the pattern in the bottom. Excuse me. In the bottom of it. Can you see the pretty carved pattern? So I'll use that for display somewhere. At the shop or here, one of the two. This is probably a little tiny soup tureen. It's missing the, sorry, it's got some tape on it. Now, it's stuck to my thumb. It's missing the ladle or the spoon that would have gone with it. I'm going to have to look online and see if I can find a spoon or something that would work in there. I paid $2.25 for this one. But I thought it was it's just tiny and sweet. Tiny and sweet. And move that so I don't mess it up. Excuse me. Pardon me. While I reach this way. Okay. This was another thrift store find on our stitching adventure. It's a crackle glass in that amber kind of orangey tone. It's got a metal rim around it, and it came with these sparkly fruits. So I'm just going to use it on my table as a fall centerpiece, I think. It was $7. I thought it was pretty. And then I got two of these books, Harper's Third Reader and Harper's Second Reader. They're kind of that funny green color, but they have a lot of charm, you know. You can sit them this way and it's pretty. You can lay them this way and it's pretty. You can lay them this way and it's pretty. So, and the pages are yellowed, so you can even put them this way, and they're pretty. I have no idea. They belong to Lucille Plummer, I think. Well, the first one did. I don't know about the second one. But I've not ever stopped to really read these things, so I don't really know what a Harper's third reader or a Harper's second reader means. But I just like books for display purposes. Let's see. Is that it? I think that's it for the antique vintagey stuff. I did want to share with you, we got our new shingles on a week or so ago, and I was a little upset because I had some irises, some reblooming irises that were budding out. It doesn't happen every year that they rebloom. Conditions have to be just right for it to happen. And I had 2 clumps that were getting ready to, they had the buds on them and everything, and those roofers could have cared less. They threw the shingles down, snapped the stems, and trampled them. My hostas will never be the same. They took no care whatsoever. Anyway, I was very upset. So Dan went out and he cut them off, a couple of them off that he thought he could save, and they have bloomed. Isn't that pretty? I just love a purple iris. Oh, the smell. Aren't they beautiful? I should have had 3 times this many, but I don't. So that's what I have to show you. I've got, like I said, I'm probably 95% ready for retreat. I have to figure out what kind of treat to bring. Figure out my stitch thing. I have a thing to print out. But I've the orc containers are done. I'll have to call Connie because she's really good at, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Do you have that? What about this? What about that? And 9 times out of 10, she comes up with something that I've totally forgotten. So I'll have to call her and see what she says to see if I'm ready. But looking forward to it. Can't wait. It's a small group again. I like the smaller, more intimate retreats. So there'll be 20. I think that with Connie not being there, there's 23 of us. I keep hoping Kit will get better and she'll surprise me at the last minute. I don't think so, but I keep hoping that. What else? Not a whole lot else. I finally got the last of the orders from Needlework Marketplace and got people's orders shipped to them. And that's kind of a relief. And we only have, what, October, November, December, 5 months, less than 5 months before Nashville stuff starts to come out. Yikes. Like I said, the pantry, Dan says he's done with his stuff now. I have got most of the food from the library pantry moved into the regular pantry. I discovered that I have this big blue binder full of recipes, so I'm putting them into an app on my iPad. I think I mentioned that last time. And that's a slow process because I have a lot of recipes. I don't use them all. I should be a little more particular, but I always intend to try new recipes and I never get it done. So I hate to throw them out. So I've got kind of a mess on top of the island out there. And then, you know, I have most things moved into where they're going to stay. So it shouldn't take me too long after retreat is over for me to finish it up and decorate, so I can give you a little tour of that. I'm looking forward to that. We've found a few things that I wish we had done differently, but I think that happens, if you build a house. I think there's always things that once you live in that house, you find you wish you had done differently. And yeah. So hopefully when I get back from retreat, I'll be able to do a video on that. Not right away, but soon after, I'll be able to do a video on that because several people have asked me about it. Otherwise, I don't know anything new. So I have things I got to get done yet today. So I'm going to call this good. I hope you enjoyed my finds. I get to start putting them away now, which I'm looking forward to. And I will hopefully see you next Monday, maybe with some more vintage finds, because Lori wants to go antiquing on Monday, so might have more to show you then. We'll see. So until then, you take care, get lots of stitching done, and continued prayers for all those that were affected by, what was it, Helene? The hurricane. My continued prayers. So take care till next time. Bye.